Hey guys, Sean here with Roadrunner Sports. Today we're going to talk about the Brooks Caldera 4, the update from obviously the Caldera 3. As you can see, I put some miles on it. Mine's a little muddy, as your trail shoes should be. So I want to talk about the three things we love, some of the specs, and the reasons why it's going to be a great shoe for you as well. So let's get started. Alright, so let's talk about specs. Brooks Caldera 4 is a neutral, cushion level 5 trail shoe. Weighs about 10 ounces for men and just under 9 for women. The drop is 4 millimeters, and even though the stack height looks pretty substantial, it doesn't feel that way. It's a pretty lightweight shoe, even though it's super cushioned, which I really loved. A few other things that they've done with this model compared to the last one, they've redesigned the whole upper. It has more of a dynamic mesh that's going to give you a little more breathability. The midsole is also redesigned to give you extra cushion with that Brooks BioMoGo DNA. And it's a little more adaptable too. So if you're varying from terrain to terrain, it's supposed to adapt with you and provide extra support and stability no matter what you're running on. So if you're jumping from mud to rocks to sand to grass, it's going to be there for you when you need it. When we look at the outsole, obviously a trail shoe is going to have a little more of a rugged outsole. These guys have the lugs a little more spaced out, a little bigger than some of the other models we've seen, which really provide good traction and support throughout. So definitely loving the way this one's created for sure. Now, why I love this shoe. Let's just talk about cushion. You put this thing on and it feels so plush, so soft, and it does not go away on your run. Sometimes an overly cushioned shoe will feel like you're laboring in it a little bit after a while, and this one we definitely didn't feel that way. I loved how it felt on whatever terrain we were throwing at it, and it definitely held up on the cushion across all those different varieties that we're seeing. The other thing I loved about it was the fit. So I'm normally about a 12, maybe 11.5 in most of my road running shoes. I opted for 11.5 here because it has such a secure fit, but still ample toe room. I feel locked in on the instep, no rubbing, no chafing, no abrasions, which is great. Heel felt secure, and as we said before, the toe box was nice and roomy, so I had room to spread out and I wasn't jamming across the edge no matter if I was going up or down in any of the different terrains. So love that feel for sure. The other thing I liked was how it felt. I mean, obviously ground feel on a trail shoe is really important, and this one didn't disappoint. And I was able to take it on some pretty varied terrains before we entered this little lockdown we're into, but I've taken it in some mud, taken it on some sand, taken it uphill, downhill, and I don't really have any complaints in terms of what we're missing here. I have been hiking on it a lot, maybe a little less than I've been running in it, and I really loved it for that. I like a little more of a minimal hiking shoe typically, and this one, even though it was cushioned, super happy with how it's performed across all of the hikes I've taken it on. So, who's gonna love this shoe? Anyone that's looking for a nice cushion trail shoe is going to want this Brooks Caldera 4. Especially if you've been in the Brooks Ghost or the Brooks Glycerin, this will feel right at home with that Brooks BioMoGo DNA cushioning, and it's gonna do the job if you're trying to transition from road to trail, you're gonna love it. Anyone that's looking for just their everyday trail shoe, this is it. Anyone that's looking for a lightweight hiking shoe that doesn't need a lot of support, you can do that in this too. So really a varied trail shoe that can do the job for pretty much anyone that just needs to get out and explore nature. So this will definitely be in my rotation, and I hope it will be in yours too. So go check it out, the Brooks Caldera 4, available online and when our stores open back up.